Which brings us to satirizing specific people, somehow.
Dude, if you don't even know how you got this far into the video, then I'm fearful what comes next.
My best advice for this is usually that this is an unwise thing to do. Like I said, the purpose of satire is to incite a change of some kind. A satire of someone in particular is not likely going to be appreciated by the person at hand.
No shit. Of course the guy being made fun of isn't going to appreciate being made fun of. But here's the thing. The satire isn't specifically for the guy being made fun of. So generally, the guy doing the satire doesn't care what they think they say about them. Also, I'm getting very mixed messages here. You say satire is obviously going to piss someone off, and yet you say satirizing people is unwise because it could piss someone off.
At best, you might get a haha, that is so true, but it's not usually going to incite a change in the person themselves.
Well, let's face it, if that were true, you wouldn't be here bitching about trolls and cyberbullies being the same now, would you?
Usually a satire towards a specific person has less admirable intentions than simple critique.
Oh, you mean like your own videos?
It revolves around something like, this person shouldn't be famous, or this person shouldn't spout their worthless ideas.
And that's why I blocked everyone with a different mentality than mine. Yeah, take that, saying.
And this is going to get more controversial than I want it to be. It's really easy to satirize racist and bigoted people out there, but here's the thing, what's the fucking point? They're not going to change, and all you're going to do is give them more attention than they rightfully deserve.
Well, I could say the same thing about you bitching about domestic relationship shit. Yeah, it's terrible and it happens a lot, but so does racism and other forms of prejudice, and here you are saying there's no point in satirizing them. You know, I feel that guy's halo should be replaced with a big black pot, because the kettle's getting offended by the names you're calling it.
Some people deserve even less than negative attention. They deserve no attention at all.
You know, now that I think of it,
The don't feed the trolls philosophy is part of the bystander effect. If you ignore the problem, it just might go away. It's not. And as our lives become more entwined with the internet each and every year, the problem is going to get worse and affect more and more people. Imagine you, 10 years down the road, being unable to get any jobs because some trolls didn't like your opinion, and began to run a hate blog that operates half a decade after you've given up. So, what can be done about it? Stop tolerating it on any level.
You, sir, are a fucking idiot!
Now, these are the kind of people who wrote the tabletop game Racial Holy War, or the type of people who wrote the tabletop game Fatal. For those who don't know, these are pretty much tied for the worst thing in the world, the worst piece of media in existence. Like, Racial Holy War is exactly what it sounds like.
yet you won't explain what tabloid journalism is or present proof of your claims about cyberbullies and trolls to prove your point. I don't get it either, people.
I'm just betting that someone out there is claiming that either of them are satire, or that a cataloging website that's pretty much a collaboration between the two is some kind of satire in their own twisted head. You'd have to be an idiot to think that's funny.
Hey, nice shot at Encyclopedia Dramatica you made there. Also, this boils down to the kind of humor people prefer. You keep forgetting that humor is entirely subjective, and what you may think is disgusting may be funny to other people. Now, I'm not saying I'd agree to playing these type of tabletop games, but I've played plenty of Cards Against Humanity, and while I have read out loud some really horrific stuff, I still laughed because of how awkward and dark it twisted into. Maybe you just don't get the joke. Which, if that's the case, that's more so on you than it is on the one doing the satire. Unless it's really cryptic, but you seem to be able to explain the meaning of it well, so... Fuck the establishment.
See, now that I told you about these things, you're going to be interested in whether they really exist. You're going to seek them out. You're going to be scarred for life, unless you're fucked up as the people who came up with them.
Or, you know, we could be rational people and not get scarred over something like a controversial tabletop game. Not everyone is you, Enter.
It doesn't matter how funny or easy these things are to satirize. Talking about them at all gives them more attention than they deserve.
Yet, didn't you just recently make an animated atrocity on a Family Guy episode that discusses domestic abuse? Isn't that giving a controversial topic attention?
Back to people. I could easily make a writer on some cartoon I don't like be obsessed with giving children nightmares. It would not be a good satire. For one, it's based on an assumption, and assumptions can be and are often wrong. Two, fair or not, it's not going to make the writer not be obsessed with giving children nightmares.
Well, hey, if Big Fat Liar can make a satire about dickbag directors, I don't think what you brought up should be any more challenging. Just don't turn the writer into a smurf.
And it's not going to change the minds of the people who like the show either. If it did one or the other, it might be worth it, but it doesn't do that. On that note, did the Family Guy episode Tea Peter actually get anyone to quit the Tea Party? No, it didn't. Just blindly insulting people or philosophies goes against the point of satire.
No, it doesn't. You can insult people and still get a point across. What do you think I've been doing the whole time? Thank you, text. You've lied to me yet again.
Even the people or philosophies that you don't like. That college humor short, My Little Brony. Did it get anyone to quit being a brony? Not directly, I don't think so. Not to mention they reused the exact same joke in their other brony short. Come on guys, you're better than this.
Well, let's just take a look at the word stereotype, shall we? Stereotype. Noun. a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. The stereotype for a brony is often pictures as a grown-ass man playing with pony dolls, in rather sick or depressing ways. So yes, college humor is right. It was a joke about a stereotype. Plus the video was about 2 minutes long, so it's not like the joke dragged itself out to the point where it just overstayed its welcome. On top of that, while I may not be keeping up with the show anymore, I do think Friendship is Magic is a good show, and even I thought the video was funny. You're just a buzzkill.
Yes, contrary to popular belief, satire can be bad.
Well, no one is arguing that at all. Also, your idea of bad satire is anything making fun of someone. I don't think I'll be taking your word for it anytime soon.
But if I'm making fun of someone's beliefs or actions, then how the hell am I going to get them to agree with me? Satire's hard, isn't it?
Well, yeah, if we're talking to a stubborn dipshit like you, but hey, you're not my only audience.
Step 1. Don't create falsehoods. Create exaggerations. Step 2. Don't be afraid to be offensive, but... Step 3. Don't intentionally try to offend people.
Okay, I am fully convinced you don't listen to yourself as you speak. You say don't be afraid to be offensive, but don't try to offend people. How the fuck are those two even possible? That's like saying, okay, make your paper 4 pages long, but don't make your paper anywhere near 4 pages.
Let me put it this way. With satire, you can piss off people, but don't ever piss on people.
Well, why not? I mean, you seem to have no problem pissing all over Family Guy or modern SpongeBob.
Shorts like that, My Little Brony Thing or T. Peter pisses on people. And that's completely ignoring the fact that yes, some bronies are incredibly obsessive, and I don't give a shit about politics.
Yet you compare satire to running for office. God, you're an idiot. And going back to the college humor skit, they weren't making fun of all bronies. They were mocking the stereotype of the bronies. You even said it yourself. They go for one joke for 2 minutes. If they're just going off by one stereotype, I doubt they're bashing all bronies in general.
If it's any indication, bad satire is second only to torture porns in what I choose to review.
So, making fun of someone is second to watching someone forced into being tortured? Something tells me if you looked at satire as something more than a verbal whip to the face, then maybe you might actually sound happier with your life.
Sure, a well-done satire can be the funniest thing in the world, but only if the satirist puts in effort.
I completely agree. So, you want to go first?
Being funny takes time, care, and dedication to the right causes.
The right causes? The fuck does humor have to do with the right causes? Whatever happened to being funny just because you want to try and be funny? So what, am I holding a Comedy Central skit about donating to cancer patients? Well, I guess I better remove all the jokes about bald people in my skit. Don't want my satire to fail now, do I?
If you're just saying this person is an idiot again and again and again, that's not satire. That's below tabloid journalism, actually.
Yes, saying someone is an idiot over and over again is worse than calling President Bush a cocaine addict.
You, sir, are an idiot.
Once again, if you spend all this time and money on animating shit, you've animated shit. If you spend time, care, and dedication to just pissing on a specific group or person, then that's all you're doing, and you really need to reevaluate your life.
Or, grow a fucking spine and suck it up. Also, I really don't think you're in any room to talk about people needing to reevaluate their lives for pissing on people, considering that's exactly what you just did. You just pissed on the people who find that kind of humor that satirizes other people funny. Now get off my stage.
At the very least, when I review an episode of Family Guy, don't defend his actions under satire.
Well, fuck you too, scrub.
Why? Well, over the past 2 years that I've been doing this, I've gotten a lot wiser.
Cheers.
Like I said, this is coming from someone who used to be a fan of Mr. Enter's work. I used to think he was good at pointing out the flaws with the things he was criticizing, and that's what I liked about his content. He was good at what he did. After a while, he just started dropping so much in quality, and even in this, he shows how much of a superiority complex he has. That's honestly how I feel he's dropped. He's thought so highly of himself, he feels anyone relating to his examples must think exactly like him, or they're wrong for doing so. Even if he knows absolutely nothing about the subject he's covering, such as animation companies, general studies, humor, politics, etc. This video is no different. It also doesn't help that Mr. Enter's video structure has gone so much to shit as of late. His videos either begin with a drawn-out tangent, an anticlimactic ending, or both. Lately, his videos have been the latter. In fact, to add on to your last point, you say don't defend Family Guy under satire, even though it's going to happen regardless if you tell people not to. I can also direct this to all the times you say trolls and cyberbullies are horrible people and they're the same thing, and they shouldn't be defended. It keeps on happening. So just like what you said in your controversial subjects, why give it attention? If you know you're not going to fix shit, then why bother with it? Then, of course, there's how you bash people for thinking differently from you. You'll say something is disgusting, and if someone doesn't think so, then they're sick in the head. I thought we're not supposed to intentionally piss on people, as you claim to say. Yet, here you are pissing on anyone who disagrees with you. And if you're going to say that wasn't satire, that was you honestly just stating your thoughts, then good job, you're worse than the people you're bitching about. I can see what you mean when you say backpedaling can make your satire flimsy, but here's the thing. There's backpedaling, and then there's being a hypocrite, which is what you've been during this entire video. Well, I'll wait to be blocked for having a different opinion from you. Call me the biggest asshole all you want, Enter. I won't deny it. At least one of us can admit to something. Oh, and there, Dammy, I picked on someone with a larger fan base. I hope you're happy now.